Good afternoon, everyone. I hope you all can hear me. I come from a company called Cartamundi, Ireland. For the classicists amongst the audience, you might know that Cartamundi stands for Cards of the World. Blank faces, no classicists in the audience. So, it's a name that's relatively new to Ireland. We've only been Cartamundi since September 2015. However, we've been manufacturing in Ireland since 1977. Initially under the title of MB, Milton Bradley. In the 80s then we were purchased by Hasbro, and then recently in 2015 taken over by Cartamundi. But to be manufacturing in Ireland, in Waterford, for 40 years, just in the last couple of weeks we saw our general manager retire after 40 years in the plant. And we still have 4 or 5 people in the company who have been there for 40 years, so we have a huge amount of experience. So Cartamundi is now a global organization. As you can see from the map, there's both sales and manufacturing sites all over the world, from as far away as Brazil to Singapore to Japan and throughout Europe. The most recent additions to the organization are ourselves in Ireland and East Longmeadow in Massachusetts, both formerly Hasbro manufacturing sites. A reasonable question to ask is, who are Cartamundi and what do we do? This is a good opportunity for me to ask the question, why am I doing a presentation under the heading of Business Intelligence, Brexit and Finance? And perhaps this is the reason. We do some property management. We have built and managed more property than NAMA, and we printed more currency than the European Central Bank. This is all massively impressive until you see the hotels and houses that we make a monopoly, and as is the money. There are rumours that there is one pub in Waterford that will take monopoly money as legal tender, but I can't possibly comment. In addition to that, we make many other board games. Last year, approximately 19 million units. The titles that we've made are, I don't know if you can see from back there, the display's a little smaller than I was expecting, but these are all titles that were around when I was a kid. And that's not in the last few years, that's a long time ago. But what we really do, getting up towards 25% of that 19 million units, is Monopoly. Hundreds and hundreds of types of Monopoly. Now Monopoly is it celebrated its 80th anniversary a couple of years ago, and it's still going strong. The standard Monopoly, the base version if you like, we make 1.25 million units of that for Europe, in approximately 30 different languages. Within Monopoly there's a lot of printed items, so the lid, the box, the instructions, the cards, the game board, all of those are individual to the different language versions. We don't have the luxury of having multilingual products. No one in Ireland wants to play the French version of Monopoly, for example. So that's the finance side of things. What I really want to talk about today is a specific manufacturing success to illustrate the success we've had against our major competition in China. And it relates to a product brand new last year called Speak Out. We make this for Hasbro, who are our biggest customer still. This game came out last year in very short notice and at a very, very fast development cycle compared to other products. The speed with which it wanted to get to market was driven by the fact that it's a viral video on YouTube. And there are lots of competitors of Hasbro also producing similar products. So Hasbro wanted to be the first to retail with it. So why did they come to us and not go to China, where the very vast bulk of what they produce is manufactured? There are a number of reasons. The first would be flexibility. We can make orders down as low as 500 units, whereas our Chinese suppliers that we use for certain components have a minimum order quantity of 10,000. Now, if you want to buy the Lithuanian version of Speak Out, you need to order 10,000 if you're getting it from China. For us, we can make it down to 500. In addition to that flexibility, we're used to managing the complexity of the European market, specifically all of the different language versions. As I mentioned earlier on, talking about Monopoly, in 1 year we made 35 different language versions of Monopoly. It doesn't sound like a great big deal. The difference between the English language and French or German, that's real easy, everyone can see that. But there aren't so many people know the difference between Estonian and Latvian, or Romanian and Hungarian. So managing that complexity and the varying order quantities for the different countries is quite complex. Speak Out as a new product. Today we're making it in 16 different language versions. So just to reiterate, that's a lid, a box, card sets and instructions, all in those different languages. Now we print all of those, we do all of the board and paper preparation, all of the die cutting, and we do the injection molding as well. The only part of this product that we don't currently manufacture in Ireland is the card sets, and we get those from Cartamundi, our head company in Belgium. Quality, I'm the quality manager for the company, so I couldn't really do a presentation without mentioning it. The industry that we're in, we're not competing with the FDA and all of the very severe change management regulations that apply to pharma and medical devices. However, we're going in that direction. The regulations that are being applied to us are becoming more and more strict. We're supplying products into a market for children. The way the press get hold of anything to do with this, any kind of deviation from industry norms is really pounced upon. For this product in particular, because there's a component that needs to be placed into the mouth, we've got even higher standards for traceability and quality. Perhaps the biggest advantage that anyone manufacturing in Europe holds over the Chinese is the speed to market. The manufacturing times, the actual lead time for manufacturing compared to China, there's no real difference. However, we're currently seeing 40 days of shipping from China, and that's getting worse. With all of the fuel economy drives, ships are taking longer because they're traveling slower. They're doing much more consolidation, so they're stopping more frequently. So that 40 days is quite conservative and is in fact getting longer. We're hitting the market from Ireland in Europe in 2 to 3 days. Reliability is the real key to why Hasbro came to us rather than go to China for this one. In 2016, we produced 31 brand new products for Hasbro, all of them on time. The average development time, so from when the specification arrived in our factory until the market received the first production, typically is 108 days. For Speak Out, we did it in half that time. Now, we had to source the plastic parts originally from a dental manufacturer in China, but now we're molding those parts in-house. That's pretty much it about Speak Out. When the concept was first posted in the factory, I have to admit to a certain amount of skepticism. It was explained that you put this thing in your mouth and you read what's on a card and everyone has to guess what you're saying. It really didn't sell it to me. And then I saw one of the viral videos that prompted Hasbro to go with this. Now, I don't know if we've sound, I hope we do. I'd urge you to keep an eye on the guy in the glasses who will be on your left. He sold it to me. Legend. No sound. It's a short video. Keep an eye out for this guy. It works even without sound, I think. How could you not love this face? Since the viral videos, there's been a lot of television programs where they've had different celebrities wearing these things and speaking, and effectively making a fool of themselves. I played it over Christmas. The instructions don't mention alcohol. However, whilst the rules might go out of the window, the enjoyment of the game does improve with alcohol. That's everything I have. So if you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer. We don't have a stand here, but I'll be around for the next few minutes, so if anyone has any questions, wants to speak to me after the presentation, that'd be great. Thank you.